UK presence at Midem, we've been doing it now for about 6 years. Bring all the British organisations, trade bodies, collection societies, etc. together. PPL, PRS, AIM, the BPI, MPA, the Music Publishing Association, etc. I sort of chair all that, like, pull it together under one banner of British music at Midem. We have a real big stand. We normally get about 220, 250 delegates registered through that. The first early bird rate is £560, which is better than you can get unless you're a student or under 29 from Midem. If you are a student, or if you're under 29 and a student, you might even be able to take a friend along. Who knows? Stuart and I are far too old. Anyway, we put all these things together and offer lots of different services, but I think the bulk of the people in the room are really interested in the showcase events that we're involved with. As Javier mentioned, we put on two showcase things on the Monday night. There's 3 acts get to perform on both. It's the biggest live event at Midem every year. We normally have about 1,000, I think, for the main event later on.
Almost 2,000.
Almost 2,000, there you go. And the acoustic showcase, which is 6 till 8 in the same venue. And again, that's normally full as well. We look for, I don't know if any of you are aware of a venue called the Bedford down in London. It's run by a guy called Tony Moore. He's been a musician himself, but he's been very successful in running venues in London over the last sort of 10, 15 years and helping introduce new and up-and-coming, mostly singer-songwriters to the great wide world of the music industry, and he's been very, very successful in doing so. And so Tony helps us choose and select the acts for the acoustic show, and so he sort of hosts that as well. And then with the main showcase, Caroline Reason from CAA, she helps us pull that one together as well. And we normally have one headline act that helps to bring in the audience. Over the last few years, we've had Amy Winehouse, Jamie Cullum, Paolo Nutini, I think, did it one end. Newton Faulkner was the headline act last year with Chipmunk, and a blues guitar player, a guy called Davey Mills as well. All 3 different styles, obviously. But it filled the room, and each of them had different reasons for being there. The acoustic show, as I said, are mostly unsigned acts, or they might have a label deal but they haven't got a publishing deal, etc. So we're looking to try and help develop opportunities for British artists and companies to the international audience that attend Midem. And what we'll do is, as Stuart mentioned, we've got some notes for both Midem and South by Southwest, which I'm going to pass on to Stuart and email out to all of you. And it's got all the details of exactly the issues that you'll come across for either Midem or South by Southwest, plus all the contacts, names and everything else that you would need to be applying to play at any of these showcases as well. So hopefully you'll get those within the next week or so. Obviously, if there's any other things regarding South by or Midem that we can help you with, my contact details will be in there as well. Feel free to pick up the phone, drop me an email, whatever. From a UK Trade and Investment, do you want me to do that now?
Yeah, a few minutes.
Maybe a couple of minutes.
Okay.
UK Trade and Investment. I mean, I've worked in the music industry all my life, and I work as a consultant for UK Trade and Investment to try and help develop British music internationally, and look for whatever opportunities that we can. As I said, we run, apart from the Midem and South by things that we do, we also do trade missions around the world to places like Japan, where we just came back from that at the beginning of August. It's a week-long event in Japan. We put a program on which educates you. The worst thing you'll come back with is a fabulous education on the Japanese market and probably a great phone book of contacts and everything else. But if you're really lucky, you'll get the opportunity to do some business with some of these companies that you get to meet. You get this presentation from each company that comes, and normally we get about 150 to 180 Japanese industry come along and watch those presentations. This year, I know already of 3 or 4 of the companies that were there who've been offered different deals There's an act called Beardy Man, who I'm sure some of you be aware of. He played at Fuji Rock on this Sunday. His management team were there. They ended up, they've been offered 2 commercials, publishing deal and a record deal in Japan off the back of the mission, and everything else. So that's just one good example of the sort of things that we can do. Basically, it opens the world and its opportunities to you. The British embassies around the world, certainly when, before I took on this position, if people ask me how they would help the music industry, I'd look at them and say, well, they don't really, unless the lead singer gets pissed and loses his passport, right? You've got to go and get another one. So you knock on the door of the embassy and hopefully they'll help you find one. But actually they've got commercial divisions in each of those embassies that can help you open doors to all sorts of things. So, get some of your taxpayers' money back by using those opportunities and facilities around the world. And that's what UK Trade Investment are there to help you do. Scottish Development International, I think, equally are supposed to be there to try and help you do that, but I'm not certain that they view music in the same way they do one or two of the other industries, unfortunately. I'll do whatever I can. If you're a manager and you've got English acts, I can probably help you get grants through the PRS Foundation. Unfortunately, I don't think the Scottish acts get grants through that way. But so there's various different opportunities that we can try and help you with to further your careers internationally. The other really interesting mission that we do is Los Angeles every year. That's synchronization mission, where we take over a bunch of companies. This year we took 37 companies in, who all meet with the top music supervisors who do all of the major television shows from LA that you watch on television here in the UK and around the world. And again, we've had probably a 50-60% success rate from that mission, where people have ended up placing tracks either immediately or within sort of a few months of coming back from that. So again, great opportunities to try and develop your career, both your artists and develop your companies as well. We also work with on stuff with Eurosonic, Womex, which I know Stuart does as well, and we're looking at there's a new event called Miami Music Festival, which is happening in November, surprisingly, in Miami, Florida. And again, that's a great showcase opportunity. Apparently, it's in its second year coming up, and Amsterdam Dance Event is something else that we're looking to try and develop further things at. And of course, there are 2 events within the UK: the Great Escape in Liverpool Sound City, along with Go North and Inverness. Again, great opportunities to try and develop your careers. So that's about it for the minute. I don't think there's much more, so we'll come back with a third by later on.
Thanks.